Well, hello, everybody, and welcome to this episode of the Trusted Data Foundation, episode 1. And today's title is called Working at Reltio, The Inside View. I'm Sean Jackson, and I'll be your host for today's episode. Now, as many of you might know, or you may not know, but Reltio is in a big growing phase where hiring like crazy, and we've got a lot of open positions actually available at the moment. So we thought we'd put this session together to give you this sort of inside view of Reltio, what it's like to work at Reltio. I looked today at our website, at our careers page. We've got 43 open positions, and that ranges from all sections of the business, from the sales to the marketing to the technical to the engineering to the admin to the HR, all different facets of the business, and also at a whole host of locations, because we are a worldwide company. So not just in North America, but also in Europe, in Russia, and across India as well. So, like I said, we've put this session together. And we thought we'd take the next 15 or 20 minutes of your time just to chat amongst ourselves, really, but to give you, like I say, that inside view of what it's like to work at Reltio. And I'm joined today by 3 great colleagues who are going to share their views on what attracted them to Reltio, what they like doing at Reltio, and also talk a bit about themselves and their personal career journeys and what it's like to really work at Reltio, so you get a flavor of that. So to that end, I'm pleased to introduce to you today 3 of my colleagues. Jackie Colligan, who has recently just joined the business as a marketing campaign manager. We have Maddie Whalen, who is client director of financial services, who's been with us since April or March, so sort of 4 months. and then we have Michael Perlman, who's been with us a few more years as well. So that's really great. And so thank you guys for joining. Now, before we dig into things, I just want to say that this is an interactive event. So if you'd like to make a suggestion, post a comment or a question, you can do so. And if you're on a desktop, you can do that to the side of your page. And if you're on a mobile device, you can do that at the bottom of your screen. I'm just going to take this slide off, and so you can actually see some faces here. So there we go. That's much better. So guys, welcome. Thank you for joining us today. So let's just dig into it. So let's start with you, Jackie. Let's just understand who you are. So tell us a little bit about yourself, what you do at Reltio, your background, and perhaps one fun fact that nobody else would know about yourself.
Sure. So my name is Jackie Colligan, and I am a campaign marketing manager here at Reltio. I just joined, this is week 3, actually. And so brand new. I came over from HPE, where I was working with their hybrid cloud practice, first really responsible for demand generation efforts and marketing and events, and then moved over to a product marketing role. So before I joined here at Reltio, I have been in the SaaS space for about 10 years now, or almost 10 years. So I'm just really excited to join the team. And in terms of a fun fact, I don't know that this is necessarily like a fun fact, but something people might not know is I haven't always been in the tech space. I lived in Manhattan for about 5 years after I graduated from college, and I worked at 30 Rock and for a television network. And it was super fun. I did all of the promotional events around new TV shows coming out. So very different from the tech space, and it was fun. So just a little fun fact there.
Excellent, thank you. Did you get to meet Tina Fey and the gang over at 30 Rock? One of my favorite TV shows.
Yeah, exactly.
I rode the elevator with Al Roker a couple of times, and Kenan Thompson from SNL.
Oh, yeah.
And saw a few celebs in the lobby, but yeah, no, I didn't see Tina Fey. I did get to go to Jimmy Fallon a couple times though.
Wow, excellent.
Very
Excellent. That sounds
cool.
amazing.
Yeah, it was fun.
Cool stuff. All right, well, moving over to you, Maddie. What about yourself? Tell us who you are, what you do, and how long you've been at Reltio, and again, that one fun fact that you wouldn't necessarily know about yourself.
Sure, absolutely. I don't know if I can top Jackie's, but that's like very cool. So Maddie or Madeline Whalen, colleagues used to joke, Madeline's the formal side of me, or the East Coast side, and Maddie's the chill West Coast side. So grew up and went to school on the East Coast and then moved over to the West Coast. I'd been in sales related jobs for a little over 20 years. I spent quite a long time at IBM, always in client facing sales roles. And more recently, I was at Salesforce as an account exec, and then I came to Reltio. And at Reltio, I'm in sales for regulated industries. Regulated industries for me are financial services. So wealth management, banking, insurance companies. A fun fact, so during COVID, I rescued a Great Pyrenees mixed dog who is 115 pounds, named Molly. And we drove across country from Phoenix to Massachusetts 4 weeks ago. So that was an adventure. So we stayed in hotels. Everything was sort of like coming out of COVID. And I had her in bars all across the country. So my friends joked, like, why are you and your dog always at a bar? I'm like, all day driving, that's what you do, right?
That's what you need, right?
Exactly.
Oh, that's excellent. Fantastic. Right. And you, Michael, let's go to you. Tell us who you are, what you do, how long you've been with Reltio, and again, that one fun fact.
Sure. Hi, my name is Michael Perlman. I'm a solutions consultant with Reltio. I've been here coming up on 6 years, so been a while. My background is really Reltio. That was sort of my first out of college experience, and it's been that way ever since. It's been great, 6 years, and seeing it come together. And let's see, fun fact. One would be, I'm pretty avid traveler, so I have actually been to Antarctica, and that's sort of on my path to all the
Nice.
continents.
Excellent. Wow. I haven't met many people. Well, no one. I haven't met anyone really that's been to Antarctica. What took you there?
Shit. No. Again,
silly question. Got a silly answer. Go on.
I sort of set a goal for myself to hit all 7 continents. I was trying to do it under 30. COVID sort of set that off. Probably not going to do that, but that's kind of what did it.
Oh, that's just fantastic. Well, we're all desperate to travel again. I know that. Depending where you are in the world, obviously, you guys are in North America. I'm based in Europe, and real different wherever you are. But I was talking to someone today here in the UK. The 19th of July has been kind of slated as what we're calling Freedom Day. So we're going to all be able to travel once more, and let's just see what that actually happened, what it actually means for everybody. So I know everyone's awesome. eager to get traveling again. So that's great. Okay, well, this is about working at Reltio, obviously. So thanks very much for introducing yourselves, guys, to everybody. Very helpful. So let's start with you again, Jackie. What really attracted you to Reltio? I know you're relatively new. Well, you're very new to Reltio still, let's just say, having joined in June. So what really attracted you to Reltio, or what sort of jumped off the page when you were looking at Reltio's website or talking to other people that really got you interested?
Yeah, sure. So honestly, I didn't have a lot of knowledge about Reltio before I had started looking. The timing worked out really well, where a former colleague of mine had he reached out to let me know that there was an opportunity on his team, and so I was able to do some research and look into it. It looked really interesting, and then as soon as I started talking to people on the team and I immediately was like, okay, this is where I want to be. This is the kind of culture that I'm looking for. I had been in sort of a startup atmosphere previously and missed it. Coming over from a giant company, having the opportunity to like really make a difference quickly, was exciting to me. So yeah, I mean, I think the people first and foremost was definitely what sealed the deal for me. Excellent,
thank you. I mean, I suspect coming from a large entity like HPE to a smaller organization, Reltio has its pluses and its minuses in some respects. Sure. But I personally have always worked for the smaller kind of type organization, and I just think while sometimes the resources might not be there like you would get in a larger organization, I think the ability just to be able to do things and get stuff done and be more agile and fleet of foot is just so compelling to work for the sort of the smaller end of the organization space.
100%. Yeah, it can be tough.
Absolutely. And Maddie, what do you think? I mean, what attracted you to Reltio? You're here, what, about 4 or 5 months now?
4 months, well, a little over 4 months. I started March 1st, right? And so I guess similar to Jackie. So I had a few different companies reach out to me at the end of last year. And so I was in an interview cycle with each of them. And honestly, every time I went into a meeting with anyone from Reltio, not only did they impress me that they were smart and professional, but everyone was very down to earth and real. And I just thought, oh my God, I can see myself here. Like, not only do I respect them, could I learn from them and grow with them and work with them? I just felt super comfortable, and I was just absolutely myself. And it just, they liked me, I liked them. It was the easiest fit. I'm like, that's the company. And then on top of it, the technology, right? So I was coming from Salesforce, so a, cloud first SaaS technology. And so when I learned what Reltio does and, proven MDM SaaS technology, I'm like, oh, that completely makes sense to me, right? And I thought, I can believe in this, I can get behind it and I can sell this. And so like Jackie, I came from really big companies, so I was a little nervous. I've never done a small company, but honestly, since I came here, it doesn't feel small, right? We have all these leading edge technologies. Everyone is super responsive. So I don't feel like I'm at a smaller company, if that's crazy, other than, your voice is really heard because there aren't as many people and you can make a difference, right? So it's been the boast of best worlds, I think, for me. So I love it here.
Excellent. And we have some really smart people at Reltio, right? I mean, I'm just dumbfounded almost every day when I talk to people who are just so knowledgeable about all things data management. They just get what companies need to do with their data, and they're helping companies every day do what they need to do with their data. And it's just amazing. So yes, it's much smaller than a Salesforce, let's say, but it's just got absolute just killer people at the company. It's just amazing.
Absolutely. And it makes a difference, right? And I get to work with people like Jackie and Michael. So it's it's wonderful.
Well, Michael, I know everyone speaks very highly of you and your technical prowess. So what about yourself? So take us back to when you first started at Reltio a few years ago. What attracted you back then? And also, perhaps more interestingly, because you've been here longer than any of us really, what kind of changes have you seen through the years, and how have things, just completely, have things completely radically changed for you in your position? And how have you seen the sort of perception of Reltio in the marketplace change?
Yeah, I think honestly, the two questions are pretty related. So as I was listening to Maddie and everyone talk about their journeys and how they kind of got onboarded, how they got introduced to Reltio, and they went through these interview processes. When I joined, Reltio was a much different, much smaller company. I mean, when you start comparing it, to like an HP or to a Salesforce, obviously we're still quite a small organization. But I think about what we are right now and what we were 6 years ago when I joined, and right now we just feel like this big behemoth. In a good way. I joined. I had a unique introduction. My dad was one of the earliest Reltians. He was like the third person. So, and that was back in 2012. I mean, I was still in college. So I had this like really unique insight to the foundation and the formation of the company. And I sort of was like, not very heavily involved, but I heard things, obviously. I talked to my dad. And I just kind of saw it grow. And then a couple of years later, I found a path to be able to actually start participating in it and join it and contributing to this company that had obviously grown from 3 people to about 30 or 40. I don't remember the exact number. And now, we're such a much more structured company. We've grown so much, not just in like revenue, but in maturity, and become really more of a company than like a true startup, even though I think that startup spirit is still sort of embedded in the company.
Yep.
And that's probably, to me, what's changed the most is just seeing, and again, I've probably seen the company change 3 or 4 times, big changes. But even over the last year, I think the structure that's been put in place and getting us ready to sort of grow and scale to what we all expect it to be is what's changed the most. In that, when I first joined, and everyone's wearing 10 hats. We were all doing 10 different jobs because you just had. Yeah. And that's changed over time slowly, but I think over the last year, it's really been put into place that everyone should be focusing on what they're supposed to be doing. And that's why we're in this hyper growth, of hiring, because we need more people in each job to do what we want to do.
Absolutely. And that's why we have 43 open positions on our website right now. And I'm sure that's going to grow as we grow the company even more. So that's fantastic. I guess, like I say, you've been here much longer than the rest of us. And I guess when Reltio started, it was very much that archetypal startup kind of company. Like you said, all hands to the pump. Everyone had to sort of do multiple things. And as we're growing, and that structure is now being embedded into the company, we're now in a position to really scale the company and do it quite fast. So that's really encouraging. I mean, guys, as people are sort of, if they are interested in joining the Reltio family, as we call it, what kind of one sound piece of advice would you give them? So let's go back to you, Jackie. What would you say, if someone who's actually looking at applying to join Reltio, what would you advise them to do?
Yeah, so I'm brand new, so I'm learning too.
Right.
But I would say, just get ready to pivot. I mean, just, as we've mentioned, this huge growth period that we're in, things are changing quickly and they're happening quickly. And so if somebody's joining the team, I would say the best mentality to have is like, let's do this. Like whatever needs to happen, whatever we need to do, how do I change what I'm doing to make sure that we're hitting that goal? Because, just to your point, the processes are being put into place so that people don't have to wear 10 hats. But the vibe that I get is still, no one's ever going to say to you, oh, that's not my job. I can't help you with that. If I don't have the answer for you, I'll find somebody who does, and I'll get that for you. And we all have the same goals here. Our goal is to advance Reltio and to bring the dollars in. So
Absolutely.
So how do we do that together? And so just it's part of the values, part of that better together mentality. And I think that that's what I would say is just get ready to jump in and do what needs to be done.
Excellent. And what about you, Maddie? What kind of piece of advice would you give somebody who's applying?
Layering on to what Jackie said, first of all, I think bring your passion. So bring your all. And so it is a fast-moving company, which I love, and things are always changing. I mean, I didn't realize we had 43 recs, and we're constantly adding new people, like augmenting the technology. So you've got to be ready to pivot and change all the time. So if that's something you enjoy, you will love it and thrive here. And the other thing is, you can bring new ideas and they're accepted, right? If you bring from a company that came from, hey, what if we do it this way? People will listen to you and they say, go ahead, like implement that. That makes sense. Let's do it. So you can make a difference, right? And also, just like my previous companies, it's a spirit of cooperation and teamwork, right? So it's a company where everyone works together and gets things done together, right? So be passionate, bring your all, and finally, you can be yourself, right? That's one of the main reasons I came here. So whatever quirks you have, your uniqueness in your personality, it's welcomed here, right? We're stronger because we're all a little different, right? And
Absolutely.
So those would be my 3 points.
Excellent. Well, sound advice there. And what about you, Michael? What would you say?
Yeah, I want to latch on with something that Maddie said. It was, kind of coming at some, from a longer tenure. It's bring your opinion, right? Like we've been doing things obviously for a while. Some of them are right, some of them aren't. Some of them may have been right for the last 5 years, but aren't going to be right going forward. So we want to bring in the experience from other organizations, from other people. So my advice would be, if you're coming on board, be ready, be excited to sort of share your thoughts, your experience, and your opinion on what may or may not be the best way to do certain things, and bring ideas.
Absolutely, yeah. I echo all of that, what you've said. I mean, I do like the fact that we've all got each other's backs. I work in the marketing team, and if somebody needs my help on something that perhaps isn't in what I would do normally, we never say no. We always got each other's backs, and we help each other out. That kind of learn, teach, learn type mentality where we, if I can't do it there and then, I will try and help you understand how to do it so you can do it yourself. And similarly, I'm learning every day from other people that are doing the same thing for me. What about our customers, though? I mean, it's a big value at Reltio to actually put our customers first and foremost, right? Treat them as people, not companies. What would you guys say to that?
So absolutely. I mean, that's really why our technology was invented, and that's what Reltio is about. It's how to help clients do what they need to do better, right? And so, Salesforce was the same way. It's all about putting your customer first and being an evangelist for your customer and getting things done so that they can serve their clients better, right? And it's a differentiator in the marketplace, right? Not only for us, but for our clients.
Absolutely. Okay, guys, well, we're coming up on the 20-minute mark there, and we wanted to keep these sessions short and sweet so people can get back to their day. But is there anything else you guys want to share just on working at Reltio and your thoughts and experiences so far?
Hey,
Absolutely.
it's
Go for
fun,
it.
right? So
Yeah.
it's a fun culture. It's, as you can see, it's great people. It's as enjoyable as working during a pandemic and doing multiple Zoom meetings a day can be.
Well, and let's hope that all changes soon. I don't think everyone's going to be rushing back to the offices, but I think there's going to be, personally, I think there's going to be like a hybrid model going on where people sort of work from wherever they can and wherever feels best for them. That's going to be interesting to see once this pandemic then sort of dies down and we get back to some sort of normality.
Yeah.
So that's great.
Never a dull moment, right? That's what I would say. It's super fun and never a dull moment. It's quick, it's really fun. So
Absolutely.
Agreed.
Okay, everybody, I'm just going to share my screen quickly and just show this this parting slide with you all. I just want to take you all, basically, if you're interested in joining out the Reltio family and you like what you've heard today, then by all means, check out our careers webpage. The web address is there, reltio.com/careers. Have a look at the open recs, go forward and with your application, and we hope you're successful. And I'd like to thank everybody for joining today. I think hopefully this has been helpful for everybody who are thinking about joining Reltio and understanding who we are as a company and what makes us tick and the kind of good vibe that we have going on here. So I'd like to thank you all for joining this episode of the Trusted Data Foundation, episode 1. I'd like to thank you, Maddie, Jackie, and Michael for your valuable input. Thank you so much for taking time out of your busy days to join me today on LinkedIn Live. It's been really, really good. And like I say, go and check us out at reltio.com/careers. And also, there are other ways you can interact with us. If you want a personalized demo of Reltio and actually get to understand what our product looks like, then just follow the links here, reltio.com/contact-us or /demo, and we can do a personalized demo for you as well. And last but not least, we're very active on social media across LinkedIn, Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram as well, I'm pleased to announce. So check us out there, come and follow us and stay updated with all the good things that are going on here at Reltio. So with that, I'm going to end today's LinkedIn Live. Thank you all for watching, and we'll catch you next time. Thanks so much. Take care.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye.